Hello Gemini, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the career and financial energy for the sign of Gemini for the month of November. Do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. All right, Gemini, let's go ahead and see what we have here. I'm actually going to get one more shuffle in. Do make sure that you are subscribed to the channel for future updates from me. Decided to bring back the pyramid spread, so we're going to be doing that for this reading. And I'm using the Gilded Tarot as well as the Kipper Oracle deck. As always, you can find links to all of the decks that I use in the description below. All right. Well, let's go ahead, Gemini, and let's see what we have here. We'll go ahead and put this over here. Cool, I think that's just about good enough to me. All right, so some of you here, a little bit, the word that came into my mind was disillusioned, okay? There's a little bit of confusion and disillusionment here going on because of this Four of Cups, Seven of Cups, High Priestess. Something is not quite clear for you, okay, in your career life. Some of you feeling overwhelmed. Some of you, here's the advice that I think is probably going to be prevalent throughout this reading, which is to create clarity this month to the best of your ability. Do you have a plan of action? Can you get to the bottom of the feelings that you have about work? Can you, is there something that you are ignoring? Is there something that you are missing out on? Is there something like this that's going on for you at this time? And I think some of you need to create clarity here and cut through any sort of disillusionment that might be going on here in your career life. This is one of these things where we always go through and we always clarify, but these first 5 cards are, I will say, confusing. Okay, that's the term that I feel like is coming in here. So in the overall situation, you do have the Seven of Cups. There are so many choices available on the Seven of Cups that it can feel overwhelming. And as a result, it can lead you to feel confused about which choice is best. On one hand, on a much more positive note, the Seven of Cups would say, you know what, you have a lot of choices. You have a lot of choices, and that's a very good thing, right? And so you have an abundance of choice. But it does not necessarily suggest that you are making the choice, right? And so that is the thing with this energy here. It's almost like if we look here in the past, you have the Eight of Cups and the Four of Cups. So we start this reading off here with all cups cards, okay? We started off with all cups. Now, emotions and work, it's a sticky combination, because it depends on what you do for work, of course. It depends on what you do. But when I think about work, I think of a very maybe you don't do analytical work, but it's almost like there are emotions connected to your work right now. And if we look at this Eight of Cups, Four of Cups, there's been a clear there's been apathy here in the past with the Four of Cups. This person is bored. Maybe bored is the right word. There's some boredom, or there's something that is just emotionally not quite right, connected to work. There's the feelings that you have about work are not the same. And what's interesting is you have the Eight of Cups. It's possible that some of you have walked away from work here in the past. Some of you have walked away from something, or you've been contemplating it. And what I will say is, with this Four of Cups, some of you may feel like you've missed out on an opportunity, okay? You see the opportunity here in the upper left corner. Just know that opportunities there's always more room for more opportunity in life, okay? And your situation can always turn around. So I truly believe that. I'm not just blowing smoke. I actually believe that. And so do keep that in mind. The thing is, you've taken the hard step, which is that you've walked away with the Eight of Cups. You've walked away from something. I don't think that this was easy for you, but you did it. And now, what happens is I know what this is like. When I walked away from my first job, or my second job, there was a little bit of confusion, like, wow, am I going to make it? What is next for me? What is out there? Some of you may be feeling that right now. Some of you may be in that sort of mode right now. And you may be feeling a little bit overwhelmed because of some type of action you've taken. But the thing that's interesting is maybe you're also like, there's a little bit of doubt, self-doubt here, where it's like, oh, did I miss out? Should I have stayed instead of leaving? In the future, you have the High Priestess and the Nine of Swords. So the High Priestess is the major card of intuition. If you intuitively felt like you needed to walk away, then following your intuition is good. It will almost always lead you on the right path. And so keep that in mind. Now, the other thing about the High Priestess is it can represent hidden information, something that is not clear, something that is opaque. It can represent secrets or secret keeping or something like that. And you have this here combined with all of this water, right? And it's not exactly clear blue water. It's not like the water you see at the Bahamas where you can see the bottom, you can see the sand. It's not like that. It's you can't see the bottom, right? And so murky water here. And this is also here with the Nine of Swords, which is like, Nine of Swords is the mental health card. It's a card that can indicate fear and anxiety. So, I think this is normal. If you're in the situation where you've walked away from something and, you're not quite sure, like you've walked away from something and your situation is not clear, that's like an anxious, stressful thing, right? And so I think with the Nine of Swords, that is certainly coming in here. You know what? Let's go ahead and let's start to get some clarity, because I want some clarity. This reading is about a lack of clarity, and I have to tell you that I want to get some clarity as the reader as well. So, all right, yes, so that you have this Ace of Pentacles opportunity here. You have the Tower, okay? The Sun and the Emperor. All right, so Gemini, here's what it is. You're just in this first layer of the pyramid here. For whatever reason, you can't see the future. Okay, that sounds not what I'm trying to communicate here. You're struggling to see the bright side of, you're struggling to see the bright side of the choice that you've made. All right. And in other words, you can't see the road ahead, right? There's bright energy. There is definitely a bright side to your future here, okay? And I'm here to tell you that because you have the Sun. The Sun is an absolute bright spot in your life. It is joy, positivity, happiness, success. There are good things coming for you. But for right now, this first layer is like, you can't connect to it. You can't feel it for whatever reason. Okay, it's a little bit clear, or it's unclear. My gosh, it's unclear. I'm trying to be as clear as possible. It's unclear here, Gemini. And this will be clear to you, though, in the future, okay? Because the Sun will expose anything that is untruthful in your life or that is not true with the Sun, okay? It will expose anything that is not aligned for you or that is misaligned. And the Emperor is seen as a positive omen of success in business. It's a good sign in a business and career reading because this person is successful. So you have two major energies of success here with the Sun and the Emperor. There's also boss energy. The Emperor is big boss energy. You have this Ace of Pentacles Tower. The Ace of Pentacles is like signing off on new contracts, entering into new agreements, planting new seeds, making new investments, doing new things in your material or your financial life or in some way connected to that. You have it here with the Tower, The Tower is a shock, it's a surprise, it's an upheaval. However, the Tower exposes something that was not right for us. The Tower is actually a blessing in disguise. The truth is, you've been melancholy here. Like you have been with the Eight of Cups, Four of Cups, Seven of Cups. It's just there's a malaise to this past situation here where it's like, there was just something that wasn't completely, you were not completely fulfilled with the past here, with your career situation. And so the Tower is here to clear it all away, clear all of that feeling away. And it's normal to have these thoughts of feelings, or these thoughts of anxiety and fear here for you in the future with this Nine of Swords. It's absolutely normal when you go through something like this. And so in some parts, in some respects, I think that this Tower here is a clearing. It's a clearing of the haze that maybe some of you have been in career-wise. And on the other side of this is something very, very positive. So let's go ahead and let's take a look here at the Oracle cards. So we have the cards coming out immediately here. All right. Wow, we have quite a bit. So I'm going to have to do these in a couple takes. So you have courthouse, occupation. All right, so there have been, so occupation, you definitely like to see that. This is connected to work in some ways. I think that there are updates. Like, I think that also if you look at this courthouse card, there are contracts and documents in their hands. Okay, I think some of you are getting a new job here. You have thief and message. Thief, message, main female. So it's like maybe there has been somebody here that actually what I think is going on here is this situation that you've been in the past, the malaise that I'm feeling here, the stagnant energy. I think that this situation was draining you. I think it was stealing your energy with the thief card. I think that you, doesn't matter what gender you are, I just think that this is you. You are delivering the news that you're moving on, okay, with the message card. And you have it here with the courthouse and the occupation energy, which I think you're delivering the news that you're moving on because you have another prospect or opportunity here. Maybe it even fell in your lap. I just heard fell in your lap as well with this Tower card. Tower card is something that's like just shocking or just surprising, And again, while the Tower can be a challenge in the present, as the Tower is collapsing, ultimately it's a very, very positive card because it takes you to where you need to go in life. And so let's go ahead and let's start to clarify the situation even more. So you have the Five of Pentacles. You have the Star. Oh, amazing. Okay, I'll tell you why that's amazing. And then you also have the Knight of Pentacles here. Okay. The Tower and the Star. The Star comes after the Tower. Tower 16, Star 17. When I get the Tower and the Star in a reading, especially as it's they're around each other here in the reading, that's an incredible sign for me as a reader, because the Star is the healing that comes after the upheaval, the shock, and the challenge of the Tower. And the Star, like the sun, is a bright spot. It is synchronicities. It is clarity. You've been looking for clarity. The Star brings clarity. It also is about your dream or your wish being granted to you, as the person on the Star is a genie. Also, they're sitting in a healing pool of water, so it does connect to healing after difficulty or after challenge here with the Tower. So it's really a positive message here for you with this. Here's what I feel like saying. If the Tower hasn't already happened for you, which it might have because it's maybe showing up in the past, but if it hasn't already happened to you, what I will say is this is a clearing. Okay, this is a clearing of what's not working. The Five of Pentacles, you've been feeling left out. You've just been feeling not good about whatever situation's happening here in the past. The Knight of Pentacles is a card that indicates financial results for your hard work, and financial results or just results generally in your life. But this is not lottery wins. The Knight of Pentacles is results based on hard work, work ethic, and maybe even the talents that you have, or just the amount of time that you put into something. You have the Three of Pentacles, and you also have the Seven of Swords. With Thief, main female, Thief, with the Three of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords, This is not a combination I like. I do not like the Three of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords because that can indicate workplace drama and workplace gossip, workplace miscommunication, backstabbing. It can indicate, a very competitive, very toxic work environment. And, so if anything, this is being cleared for you here. Okay. I feel like this is being cleared for you here. You know how, like, I'm sure everybody's been in a workplace situation where it's just like people are competing for raises, people are just talking about each other, people are insecure. It's no fun to be in that situation. At the top of the pyramid, you have the King of Wands. You are doing something that you're a lot more passionate about. You love to see the King of Wands, especially at the top of the pyramid here. And, this is somebody who's passion-led, passion-driven. They do what they want for their career. They always have an opportunity in their back pocket, which I think you do. I think for you, it's working through the haze here in this first layer and recognizing that there are bright spots available to you in the future, big time. The King of Wands is also an entrepreneur. Some of you may prefer to be employed or self-employed, is what I should say, or have your own business. So you do have this Death card on the bottom, which is a major transformation in one's life. The Death card clears. It clears the energy. With the Death card and the Tower, there's a change that has already happened or that is happening, but it's a clearing. Okay, just to be very clear. We're in this eclipse season here, and this is, eclipses correlate to things being cleared in our lives. So thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you, and I will see you in the next reading.